What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Sideline Sports. I am your host, Trevor, and I am going to give you 2 seconds that if there are any children around to go ahead and have them go to the other room so we can have a real conversation about the 49ers in a way that maybe the kids shouldn't hear from me. Okay. Could have paused the video as well. What the hell is going on with the 49ers, guys? What the hell is going on? This is total bullshit. I'm going to say it right now. Total bullshit the way this team is being managed. I am officially on the fire Kyle Shanahan bus, okay? I've gotten on the bus. I'm sitting in the back. I'm excited. I'm cheering. I'm saying, let's go. Let's get this guy out of here. I'm tired. I am tired of watching Shanahan pee down his leg as the team full of superstars gives the game away over and over again this year. This is not on the players. This is on Shanahan for being outcoached. Let me tell you, the guy has coached the same for 4 years. Maybe some other teams have picked up on who he is and how he coaches. And the thing is, he's not changing anything. He's not changing anything at all. He's, in fact, dumbing it down. We see a few plays that are just going over and over again, right? We see the handoff to Christian McCaffrey, running him into the ground, right? Running the guy who just got back, your superstar, into the ground. Jennings was saving the day. He was saving the day, but you were going to him every single time. Debo was trying his best. Bosa is still an imposter this year, and in fact, he has been since last year. Bosa is not the guy he was before. I don't care if you just use the name Bosa and all of a sudden it sounds like this guy's a Pro Bowler who can get it done. He's not getting it done. Okay, he's not getting it done, and he's out, and the team even gets worse, right, on the defensive line. They can't stop the Seattle offense, okay? But I digress. Kyle Shanahan play calling is crap. It's absolute crap. There is no complexity to his offense at all. And he has nobody else to blame anymore. I mean, you can't fire another defensive coordinator saying it's their fault. We can see it right here, guys. It's total bullshit. We can see it all in front of our face right now, what's going on. Kyle Shanahan's getting figured out, guys, and he is not adjusting to the game plan at all. He's got a game plan going into the game, and if that doesn't work, you're screwed. You're done. He's not adjusting. He's not changing a damn thing, guys. Okay? We've seen this over and over and over again this year. We saw parts of it last year. We've seen it in 2 Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowls. The guy was too stubborn to run the football. If he had run the football and stopped passing, we would have 2 Super Bowl trophies sitting there. But he didn't. He had to prove to everybody that his pass game was elite. And what happened? They figured it out. They knew. And so what did Kansas City say after the first Super Bowl? Thank God they stopped running it because we were losing that game. Well, if the other team is telling you that, right? If the other team has just come out and saying that after the first Super Bowl and then you get to the second one and you don't learn your lesson, and then after that, you just think that your play calling is going to be good enough with the players you have that you're just going to get these wins without a doubt. Well, these players are superstars, but they are not going to be able to turn water into wine, okay? I'm grabbing my pitchfork, I'm grabbing my flaming stick, whatever, and I'm walking down the street ready to burn somebody at the stake, all right? And that somebody is Shanahan. Shanahan is getting outcoached every game this year. The only reason he has some wins this year is because the players are making it so. They're making it so. It's very difficult. I'm not saying they're out of the playoffs. I'm not saying that they're out in any way, shape, or form except for when you see the play calling like that. Where was Isaac Guerrero? Where was Mason? The 2 guys who you were riding and were doing so well. Mason was having a breakout year. Now, I'm not saying you replace Christian McCaffrey with Mason, but why aren't they both in the backfield? Why wouldn't you want to give the defense some sort of confusion going on? Oh, now we got to worry about Christian McCaffrey and Mason. Who's getting the ball? Where are they going? What the blah, 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 you know? And that takes away from, that's not taking away from the pass offense either. Because you still have Devo. You still have Jennings. You had Brandon Ayuk until he got hurt, even though he was doing absolutely nothing this year after his diva performance in the offseason, saying he needed all this money, and then he did nothing. So I'm not counting Brandon Ayuk anyway. But you got the tools. You got Kittle for the most part. Kittle was out yesterday. Yes, he's a very important piece. But this team has a loaded staff of superstars. You should be able to get this done. This is Kyle Shanahan burning out. This is what it looks like when a coach is on his way out the door, guys. This is what it looks like when a coach gets figured out. There's only so long that your schemes are going to continue to work. You either adapt to the game or you get run over by it and run out. And right now, Kyle Shanahan is slowly becoming, well, now it's fast, but he's becoming the guy that's getting figured out. His offense is getting figured out. And teams are just sitting back and taking the Niners apart because of it. Besides the fact that they have all the talent on the team to win, despite all that, he still figures out a way to lose the game by his lack of, I won't say experience, I'd say his stubbornness more than anything. I won't even say lack of anything. His stubbornness, his stubborn attitude about not adjusting to the game. All the great coaches adjust. All the great coaches, when they go into halftime and they come back out, if they're losing, they find a way to win. They find a way to adjust to the game. They did none of that. None of that. He did none of that. He just kept going with what he's doing. In the fourth quarter, why didn't you just keep running the ball when you had the ball with 4 minutes left? You could have just kept going. If you ran the ball another play, you probably get a first down. Why on that critical stage where you had 4 minutes left to win that game and you're sitting at like 3rd and 1, you don't just go straight up the middle with Brock Purdy like you've done the last 4 games? It worked so well. It's worked so well, and you don't do that. I don't get it. I don't get it, Shanahan. Tell me. Tell us fans what the hell is going on. There's only so much that we can take of this shit. It's ridiculous. It's like you lose a Super Bowl, okay, fine. Learning curve, whatever. You get to the second Super Bowl, you do it again. Now you're in a season where running the ball makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. You're down the number 1 wide receiver. You've got Jennings, who's having a breakout year. Debo hasn't been completely healthy. Kittle hasn't been completely healthy, but they've been out there. Lean on the run game. Do what's working. Time management. Waste the clock. Do the things it takes to get the win. What I don't understand the play calling. I don't get it. There's like, I think I saw, in my mind, I'm thinking 5 or 6 different plays the entire game. In my mind, when I'm watching the game, that's what I'm seeing. A couple different variations of running with Christian McCaffrey, I don't get it. I'm baffled right now. I take these pauses because I'm baffled by what I'm seeing. I think there are other coaches that could have this team in a better position right now. I wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the year, and I had faith in them, but right now I think I've seen enough. I think I really have seen enough. I would be just fine with Kyle Shanahan being gone after this year. I'd be just fine with that. And he can take the defensive coordinator with him too, because Sorensen sucks. He absolutely fucking sucks. Okay? That's that. Take the whole coaching staff. Let's clear this thing and start over. I'm okay with Brock Purdy. He made a couple of mistakes. I'm still okay with that quarterback being the quarterback right now. He's tough. He stays in the pocket. He has good accuracy. He's a good, serviceable quarterback, and he's probably better. I don't want to call him a serviceable quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league still. Is he the best? No. Is he one of the best? Absolutely. Top 3 or 4? For sure. For sure in my mind. Maybe number 4. Maybe number 3. So, that's not the problem. The talent on the field is not the problem, guys. But you can't draw up plays like that and expect to win. You get figured out by the 3rd quarter. By the 3rd quarter, they already know what you're doing. So now you've got your lead, and and they're taking it all back because they figured it out. It's like playing a hand of poker and finding the tell, right? You're playing a hand of poker, you're losing, you finally see the guy you're playing and what his tell is, and then you just take every single dime from that guy, and by the end of the game, you were winning, right? That guy was winning, and now he's lost it all. And this is Kyle Shanahan. They figured out his tell signs, they're hammering on it, and that's it. Game over. Game over, guys. That's it. It's happening every game, and he refuses to adapt, learn, adjust. He's refusing to do that in the game. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, Juwan Jennings was absolutely on fire. You target him. You keep targeting him. I would throw to him every single play until they figure out, no, I'd mix in the run, obviously. But I'm saying you're not utilizing the players in the ways that they can be utilized, and there's no complexity. It's a very vanilla offense. Again, what happened in the offseason? Too many masquerade parties and shit? What happened? You're too busy dressing up in white and going and drinking and hanging out and waiting for the season to start like you won the Super Bowl? You did not win the Super Bowl. You lost again. You should be working in the lab every night, trying to figure out new plays, new schemes, new ways to fool these teams to come back next year and get San Francisco the Super Bowl trophy they've been waiting for since '94. It's ridiculous. This team is supposed to be all about hanging banners. You have the players that can hang the banners, supposedly, right? Or raise the trophy. You got the players that can raise those trophies up year after year. Don't give me Kansas City as a better team. They are right now. They don't have the better talent. They have the better coaching. They have the better staff. I would take that coaching and that staff in a second if I could swap them out. In a second. There's just the mental acuity of this coach. I mean, or whatever it is. He freezes. Shits his pants, and the game is over as soon as the other team decides they're going to score a touchdown or put some pressure on him. The minute any pressure happens, what does he do? He freezes up, pees his pants, and does nothing and loses. You cannot have that for a head coach, no matter how much of a genius, quarterback whisperer, whatever you want to call him, how much of that he is. If you can't adjust to the game, it's not enough. Bill Belichick adjusted to games. I mean, yes, he had Tom Brady, and clearly Tom Brady was the reason Bill Belichick is who he is right now. Clearly, there was teamwork there. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady. But when you're down by a number of touchdowns in a Super Bowl and you come back and win, there is some adjustments that were made. There was some coaching that had to have happened there. Just go back and look at the old 49er coaches, right? Bill Walsh, Seifert. Those Bill Walsh's schemes still are being used today by a lot. The West Coast offense is used by a lot of teams still to this day. If he was coaching in his prime to this day, he'd be winning Super Bowls. I believe it. Because you have to be able to adjust to the game. That's the game. It's chess. You have to. You can't just put up a bunch of points in the first and second quarter and say, well, I guess that's enough. We'll call it a day. I mean, Kansas City isn't going to do that. They're going to keep their foot on the gas, and they're going to keep coming up with ways to score. Guys, it's depressing. It's shitty. What can I say? This team should be in a way better position in a really bad division already right now. If they win the division by the end of this year, fine. Maybe that'll happen. Prove it. Go out and prove it. I believe that they could win the division. I don't know right now. This coach continues to year after year and game after game prove that he is declining as a head coach. He's declining as a head coach. This team might need new fresh blood. That's all I'm saying. It might need some fresh blood at this point. Your coaching tenure, no matter how good you are, might be over here. That's the way I see it. I see a coach who's run the course on this team. He is a very good coach, but you need in San Francisco, we are looking for a pedigree of coach who can get us over that hump and win a Super Bowl, right? We pissed it away with John Harbaugh. We should have kept him. Jim Harbaugh. I'm sorry. We pissed it away with Jim Harbaugh. All because they didn't like his attitude. Yeah, his attitude sucks, right? He's kind of a dick. He's kind of an asshole. He also wins. So that guy would have had a Super Bowl by now. But you ran him out of the building. And we got Shanahan, who is also very good. But where Harbaugh is better than Shanahan is that he makes the adjustments necessary to win games. It was proven over and over again. We were this close to a Super Bowl win. I think if he had another chance, we'd have one by now. I think if Shanahan could get out of his own way and stop getting too cute for his own good, we'd have one right now. But the fundamentals of football that we all see and we all know, watching that TV, he's ignoring them. He's ignoring them. He's just going back. He's going with whatever the hell is going on in his head. I don't know. There are 3 games at least this year that if you run the football in the fourth quarter, you win. And now we're in first and not last, right? That's the difference. That's the difference with a coach who's going to get you that Super Bowl and a coach who will get you just close enough, but not over the top. Bridesmaid, never a bride. Bottom line. It's like, when is enough going to be enough? When are you going to light a fire under these players' asses, under the coach's ass, and say, what's it going to take? If you're too run down to do the job, you're done. You're done. I saw way too much partying from the 49ers in the offseason instead of working. They partied like they won the Super Bowl, guys. They partied like they won the damn Super Bowl. It's embarrassing. They deserve to lose. The football gods deserve to come down on these guys. They're not working any harder. They're sitting back and expecting to have some amazing team. The coach is sitting back expecting to have something amazing. And then when you had somebody like Jordan Mason and Isaac Guerendo come and fall in your lap and carry you until Christian McCaffrey came back, what'd you do? You banished them to the bench and never used them. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. You have these tools. Why aren't you opening up your playbook and drawing some fucking plays, guys? Shanahan. This probably won't be his last year. Probably he'll be on the hot seat next year if it continues. But if you ask me, it should be right now. He should be on the hot seat. I think in the offseason, a change is definitely should be in the cards for this guy. You can't watch that brand of football. It's weak. It's a weak sauce. It's horrible. That is a weak brand of football. I mean, the defense is getting run over because the defensive coaching sucks. You bring back Saleh, okay, for your defensive coordinator, and you go find a head coach that can bring some life into this team. I don't know who it would be yet. I'm not really sure. I don't know if there is one better out there, but it doesn't have to be somebody who is a quarterback genius. It has to be somebody who's smart enough to adapt to the game with a good offensive scheme, but smart enough to adapt to the game and use the players to their strengths. Use them to their strengths. That's what I would say. We'll see. We'll see what happens next week, guys. But, I mean, I'm a 49er fan for life. We all are. We're all upset. We're all disappointed. This is a big game that they needed to get. You have Christian McCaffrey back, and you didn't get it. You didn't get it. Pretty shitty. wasted opportunities. Even Shanahan said wasted opportunities, too many penalties. Well, then fix it. You've had penalties all year. Have you had one practice where you tried to fix the problem with the penalties? I don't know. If you have, then something's not going right with the coaching. Something ain't right. Something's not right. So, it doesn't feel right, guys. The players, they have the talent. The team has the talent to go deep in the playoffs and make a run. But something feels really off with this team. They've had the injuries. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they put in too many years of making that push to the championship game or the Super Bowl, and they're just run down, and this is what we're looking at before rebuild. Maybe that's what we're looking at, guys. It's possible. I think there's more juice in the tank with some of these guys. I think Debo, Kittle, they still have a lot left to go. I do. Jennings is just getting started. You got Mason, and when Christian McCaffrey breaks down, because if you keep running him like that, he'll be broken down. It's a matter of time. But you got those guys. Those guys aren't dropping off in talent. Look at the game. They're not dropping off in talent. The only person dropping off in talent is Shanahan and his crappy defensive coordinator he decided to hire. I'd go back and get Saleh. Saleh is not a head coach anymore. You go get him. You say, Sorensen, sorry, you're fired. We're bringing back the guy who made this defense what it was. And that's that. It's business. Why not do that? It's frustrating times, guys. Very frustrating times as a Niner fan because you know you can win. I wouldn't be pissed off or disappointed in a team that was out there working their ass off and losing because they just didn't have the talent. That's not the case here. That is not the case. The case is that we got a coach that's calling shit plays, and we got talent up the ass on the field. Everywhere you look, talent everywhere. And it's not being used to their best strengths. It's not. Whatever happened to giving Kittle the ball? Like 3 years ago, Kittle was running all over the field with the ball. You give it to him, he's going to get another 5, 10, 15 yards with 3 guys hanging on him. How come that doesn't happen anymore? Did Kittle break down? Did Kittle get slower? Did his talent drop off? Hell no. You just stopped going to him for some reason. Is there too many toys? Is this a case of there's too many toys in the toy chest and you just can't figure out how to use them all? Well, take a note from Bill Belichick because he isn't looking at all the toys and he knows what he's got. You either do your job or you don't. You do your job. Write the schemes up so that you're tricking the defense. So you're making the defense guess on every play. And whoever gets it because you have superstars everywhere. Don't worry about how many catches each person is going to get. Just worry about winning the game. Is that what it is? That feels like it could be a little bit about what it is. He wants to be everybody's pal. He wants to give everybody the ball evenly. No, screw that. It's what works that day. If the running is working that day, you run the hell out of the ball. If your pass attack is working that day, you run and then you pass the hell out of the ball. Let's see where it goes, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, let's see where it goes. I don't feel good about it, but I don't put anything past this team either. This team has a lot of talent. Can they turn it around? Yes. Will they turn it around? Well, that's up to Shanahan. That's up to Shanahan and how he coaches the rest of the year. But so far, F. F for failure for Shanahan. 100%. Hard work beats talent. Talent don't work when talent don't work, right, guys? Hard work beats talent when talent don't work. Talent is not working. And so guess what? The ones out there working hard are taking them to the shed. They're taking them behind the shed, guys. That's it. That's it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We got Warriors tonight. Warriors are off to 10-2. They're looking amazing, guys. Their back strength and numbers, freaking awesome. We're going to do a Warrior podcast tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Until next time, remember, I'll say it again. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work. And it's working against us right now, guys. Let's see if they can turn it around. See you in the next one.